everyone, it's Lynnea for LDRS Creative, and I have a really quick and easy 5-minute card to share with you today. It's just a little bit of stamping and then the tiniest bit of Copic marker coloring. There's really not a lot to this card, and it's great for mass producing, and if you don't use a lot of foam tape, it's pretty flat and great for mailing. So I'm going to be using the In the Garden 5x7 stamp along with the Daybreak Puzzle Scenes from the newest LDRS Creative release. To get started, I have a piece of gray cardstock, and this is cut down smaller than an A2 card front. This is 4 by 5¼ inches, so it's just 1/4 of an inch shorter on the short and the long side. I'm going to put this in my stamping tool, and I'm going to be stamping the In the Garden stamp as a background. Now this stamp set does have coordinating coloring stencils, so you can use this as a full background with colored flowers and just put a sentiment on top and you'll be good to go. But I'm just kind of using mine as a tone-on-tone stamp. I stamped it with alloy ink. Now I'm going to be using the tulips from the Daybreak Puzzle Scenes, and that's a rectangular scene, so I'm going to use just that one individual rectangle. But you can see here that there's lots of different shapes, and there's that big puzzle grid that you can use to create a full A2 card front full of these beautiful springtime scenes. I have 3 pieces of white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp this rectangle once onto each of them. I'm using Raven Hybrid ink. It's a crisp black ink and great for Copic coloring too. So I have that rectangle stamped 3 times. Now I'm going to go back to those Daybreak Puzzle Scene stamps and grab that tulip, and I will position that right in the middle of that rectangle. You do want to look right over top and make sure that you can get it as close to centered as you can. And then I'll go ahead and stamp these tulips into all 3 of those rectangles. Now I kind of had mine tilted over to the left and the bottom a little bit, so I have some areas on the right and top that didn't quite line up, but that's okay. I have a black marker. Mine is a Copic multi-liner. Anything that's Copic safe, it isn't going to smear with Copics because that's what I'm using for coloring, I can work with, and I'll just kind of touch those lines together to make sure that they look even, and you'll never be able to tell. Here's the quick little bit of Copic coloring. I have some greens. I have YG13 and YG17, and I'm going to color these leaves on the tulips. I'm only coloring one of these panels. The other one is going to be just left black and white, so you really don't need to do a whole lot of coloring here. My pinks are R22, R21, and R20. I like to start coloring dark and then work my way to the medium and then to the lightest, but color however you like. Again, I'm just coloring one of these tulips, and then I'm going to grab my scissors and just cut out each of these rectangles. And I'm cutting them out like a coordinating die would, where I'm leaving just a little bit of a white border outside of the black line, but you could cut right up to the line if you wanted to. Even though I've only colored one of these tulip scenes, I am going to cut all 3 of them out. So here's all my pieces. I've grabbed a sentiment from the fruit tree stamp and I die cut that out. I have an A2 landscape top folding card base. You can see here that that In the Garden stamped background is just going to layer right on top. Then I'm going to put that tulip kind of that's colored. I'll tilt that up towards the top and then stagger the uncolored ones down towards the bottom, and I'll add a sentiment just to ground this whole little layout. I did pop them up with a little bit of foam tape, so this will go through the mail pretty easily, but this card is finished. I told you it's quick and easy and ready to go, super easy for mailing too. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye!